welcome, welcome. The right company won't feel like a downgrade from your solitude. That's how you'll know. Read that again. The right company won't feel like a downgrade from your solitude. That's how you'll know. So, all these optimists out here, single people, the right person won't feel like a downgrade. You feel me? So you'll know, like, okay, this might be them. This might be my person. Alright. Anyway, how you doing today? Good morning. Lately I've been wanting to speak on the In Vogue interview on Jennifer Hudson. I want to think that they're doing press right now. It would be nice to see press around some type of biopic or something like that. But no, they're just doing press because they came up on 35 years. And we all know that Maxine rejoined the group during the NBA All-Star weekend. She stated that she was in talks with Cindy and Terry for a couple of years, and the NBA All-Star seemed like a good, time to go ahead and reintroduce herself to the group. Now, you know that Rona, they've been a trio for the last few years with just Rona, Terry, and Cindy. Maxine was doing her own solo stuff, and Dawn, living out of a van, and I take it still doing her own solo stuff. Like in the past, I know Dawn and Maxine, who actually their two voices together had their breakout hits, like Never Gonna Get It. That was Maxine and Dawn lead on those songs, although all the girls sang lead. Again, Free Your Mind, another hit with their voices following one another, and they actually, having those big hits. Anyway, Dawn and Maxine trying to pair up and do what Terry and Cindy didn't work out too well for them because Dawn claimed that she was booked for something, maybe Soho, and Maxine, the promoter, did not want to pay Maxine. That's what Dawn claimed. Anyway, Dawn is known for just always having issues. She always wanted to be a solo star. It never happened for her. Even on R&B Divas, that was her time to break out and really tell her story and be a solo star. And she even had difficulties with that back then. Okay? Anyway, Dawn go on to say her and Maxine didn't work out business-wise when they tried to pair up. So the trio, Terry, Cindy, and Rona, has been doing their thing for years. Christmas movies, everything, they've been doing their thing for over a decade now. So Rona is a part of the group. Funny thing, when they were on Jennifer Hudson and they were asking all the girls what's their favorite song, when they got to Rona, Maxine kind of shadedly said, don't you guys did a album all together, Soulflower, don't you have a favorite song from that album that could be your favorite song? And that's when Rona went on to say a song that is her favorite song from that album. Now, not even Quiet as Kept or Truth Be Told, but truth be told, nobody knew what was on that damn Soulflower album. Nobody was checking for it. That was almost like a solo project for Rona, with the In Vogue name on it, or like Cindy, and to me it looked like, let me check out Cindy and Terry with Rona. I just wish that they had a changed to EV3, or just try to rebrand with that particular group into the full In Vogue come back together. But that's not the way that the forces worked. They had legal disputes, and long story short, they were able to use the name and tour. They being Cindy and Terry, they were able to use the name or whatever. But now Max is back, and they have four girls. Let's say, even though Rona still in interviews, because it's their 35-year, anniversary, and most of the interviewers want to talk about the hits that made them big, what brought them together as a group, the group dynamic. And all of the true In Vogue fans know the answers to that. Born to Sing, Funky Divas, even EV3, where Dawn did most of the album. Don't Let Go, she led on, and the lead single from the third project, Dawn led on. But Dawn abruptly left the group, or she said got fired, like literally as the album was coming out. Never got a chance to really, well, I guess they did erase her vocals on some songs, but I happen to have back then CDs were big, so I actually have the CD with Dawn's vocals still on EV3. Anyway, they would have been fine staying EV3. At that time, groups of four girls and groups of groups of four girls, if they lost some of the members, they always tried to replace them. They seriously could have stayed EV3 and been okay with it, but they went and got Rona, who was an actress. She was on Jamie Foxx show for years. The girl that Jamie actually she sang all the time on Jamie Foxx show. She was the girl that sang. So she already had her little start from there. And also she was on the Mickey Mouse Club with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera. So, Rona has her own notoriety. Not trying to take anything from her, but for her being a seat warmer into Dawn, come on back. And because honestly, when they do this biopic, us as the real In Vogue fans, it's going to be the drama that, as Cindy shadedly, threw out there with Dawn, about Dawn. That's what we want to see. We want to see those shady moments when Dawn was beefing with Terry heavy, when Dawn was beefing with Cindy heavy, about Dawn and Cindy both dating, producers of In Vogue. And that's why they felt like they had the heads up in the game, because Dawn's going to tell all of that when they do the biopic, because she can't be left out of it, because she wanted to be the lead singer, but oddly enough, she stood out, even though Terry, which I was vocally, yes, but I was shocked that Terry actually got a solo deal before Dawn. That was very spiteful, because if you watch all the In Vogue videos when they first came out and they were all on stage performing, Dawn, not to take anything from Cindy and Terry, back in those days, I was a vocal person. I wanted to hear vocals, so that's why I gravitated more to Terry, because she had that range, or whatever. Cindy was an actress as well. She was on Menace to Society. Actually, no, she was on, what's the one where she was on Juice as the guy's girlfriend on Juice. So I always loved Cindy, right? But so they all had their notoriety. I actually think Cindy would have did the best if she would have put out solo music at that time when they all were they did the best together, but I think solo wise she probably would have did the best. But her and Terry always had the vision, they wanted to keep the group together, and Maxine. But I'm glad to see that they're back. Hopefully Dawn can come back to the group. It's important just for the biopic that they want from the girls, you know, who they want to play them. Dawn played a pivotal part, like at least if they're doing the biopic, she's in the game with them up for a lot of years because all the hits that they have, she sang lead on and or alone. So even though she called favoritism and Sylvia Roane was didn't like her for speaking up, which that was heard through the streets because also Sylvia Roane said the same thing about Adina Howard, you know, so strong personalities did not do well with this woman, you know, at the time. So Dawn was one of those strong personalities, but she definitely subdued herself and kind of stopped being so much of a lioness and kind of started acting cowardly and running away from confrontation, which is never good. We know Dawn also was on Lucy Pearl and a few others. She was with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. You know, she was with The Firm, Nas, and Foxy Brown. You know, so Dawn has been out there, you know. Anyway, hopefully for the biopic, they get it together and we can see all four girls. Yes, we're going to keep Rona in the group, but Rona's going to take a pause in the group for the 35-year anniversary biopic, and then we're going to get Escape to release their biopic seemingly at the same time through Lifetime. So we're going to speak this right. Lifetime, we're going to have you do the Summer of the Girl Group biopics. You're doing SWV, you're doing this biopic. They're going on original tour. The original tour. We're even going to throw a 30-minute biopic because they didn't make a 30-minute biopic in there of Jake. So we can have Di Reed now. We're going to have Di Reed, Latasha, and Dawn Robinson form a supergroup over fallen out members. And if we can get Pam from Total to join the group, that would be a good addition. Something low-key. Pam bring, you know, a calmness, but she's insecure and unsure about herself. I feel like it's hard for her to be on camera, but that would be something big for Dawn Robinson, Di Reed, Pam, and Latasha to form like a Supergirl group. And then at the end of they open up for their own groups, and then they rejoin their groups as they open up as a super group for their groups. They come out first. Jade, Latasha, Dawn, and all them leave the stage, and Di stay on stage, and the other two girls from Jade rejoin her, and they kill it. Then they leave off, and In Vogue come out with Dawn, repair their stuff all at the same time. Latasha stay out, repair her stuff with Escape, and they all perform. Let's put In Vogue at the top of that list because Escape came up singing In Vogue songs to get their record deal. So In Vogue will be the last one to come out and repair their fall out and all perform together without, okay? And then, in addition, we can add SWV, who can tell the girls how they did it and how they made it work. Because remember, Coco left the group for a long time. And maybe Coco can give them advice and they can all have this big world tour with Total. Well, Total would go after Jade. Ham stay on stage, you know, do her Christian stuff, but still, God know his child, she get on stage and kill it like she used to do. And they buried that. And then it just continued being one of those things where the girl groups are burying their hatchets, but they're all on a big world tour doing it in front of the world. And yeah. So anyway, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, great day on purpose. Let's stay blessed, y'all. Let's stay grounded. Let's just plead the blood of Jesus so that we're covered. We got to plead it first. So Lord, bless us. I plead the blood of Jesus over all of us watching this live, that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and we get through our day. And things happen, right? Things happen, but it's how we deal with it and how we get over it. So that's how we roll it. We're gonna get over those things. We are gonna try not to hold grudges. I'm talking to myself, y'all. So if y'all can relate to it, thank you. But yeah, try not to hold grudges. But good morning, and that's all I gotta say to you. I have nothing else to say. So get that one good morning out the way and go on about my way. And that is the hardest part for me, because I am not no fake dude. I do not say good morning to you if I don't mess with you, okay? So I am gonna start doing that, saying good morning, and not to throw them off, but just to be more dignant, I guess, because back in the day, this other bald head scallywag said that I was indignant because I cut her off because she constantly kept my name. I was who she wanted. I was everything to her king, her everything. She needed to concentrate more on her fallen marriage, but no. Judy wanted to concentrate on me. Okay? She called me indignant, and I couldn't be indignant with her because you know why? When you're dealing with people will call what they are, will get mad at what they are. So when you are dealing with an indignant, mouthy, trashy bitch, that's what you get. You understand? Anyway, y'all have a good day on purpose, and love who love you, you know, and when you meet that person that match your solitude, you're gonna know.